It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. It is The Conway Show. Moments ago, literally 30, 40 seconds ago, this is what happened in Florida. We have a launch. Here we go. 7, 6, 5. Here we go. Woo! Back in space. Astronauts blast off into space.
1.7 million pounds of thrust now propelling Falcon 9 and Crew 10. And we're continuing to get good call-outs on the first stage performance so far.
Oh, these guys and gals in there, they got to be nervous. I know it's not the same rocket that's blown up twice over the last couple months, but still, you got to be nervous. You're wondering how much time Elon Musk spent on this rocket as opposed to sitting in Washington, D.C. You don't think that goes through their minds when they're blasting off?
Seconds into today's flight.
Got it. It's got it. There they go. There's 4 men, 4 guys, 4 gals, 2 guys, 1 gal. I don't know. There's 4 people.
Yeah, we are throttling down the engines in preparation for Max Q. What great timing that was. We just passed through Max Q. That's the largest structural load that the vehicle will see.
The mission is to bring home the stranded astronauts.
Vehicle supersonic.
They're supposed to be up there for 2 weeks. They've been up there for 19 years.
Stage 1, throttle it.
We're now just over 1 minute and 10 seconds into today's flight, traveling at more than 1,400 miles per hour.
Woo!
And we just heard that call out for 1 Bravo, which means we're in the second and final abort mode for the first stage, continuing to get good performance.
SpaceX
and the crew
rocket
already pulling over 2 Gs. Next up, we'll have a couple of events happening in rapid succession.
Back chill started.
First will be that engine chill on the second stage and back engine, which we just heard. And then we'll have MECO, or main engine cutoff, where the 9 engines on the first stage will cut off ahead of the first and second stages.
That's really
will be
cool.
separating from one another. Then the single.
All right, they're off to the space station to bring home the stranded astronauts. They were supposed to be there, I think, for 2 weeks. What was it, Crozier? I don't remember the timeline. Was it 2 weeks or 2 months, something like that?
Yeah, it was like a week or something like that, a couple of days. Or
now they've been there for 19 years. They were at least 9 months, I think, something like that. But they originally went up on a Boeing space liner, and then they couldn't guarantee that the 2 astronauts would come back safely. So they stayed up there. I don't know how long their food lasted. Evidently, they got supplies. They were resupplied. But that's got to be nerve-wracking, you know, when you lie to your wife or your husband, say, I'll see you in 2 weeks, and then you don't come back for 9 months. That's got to be a tough conversation, right? Because the wife or the husband that stayed home now has to take care of the kids and do everything for 8 months, 9 months, while you're up there floating around with some gal. That's what's going on.
Some gal.
That's what's going on. You spend 9 months in a space capsule or in a space station with some gal, and your wife's at home feeding those kids. You don't think she's pissed? You know, you said you'd be home in 2 weeks. Been gone 8 months. You're up there with a younger gal who's probably smarter than the other wife, I imagine, right? I mean, she's more into your hobby and your line of work than the wife is. I mean, you're up there with a fellow astronaut who's probably, just as smart or smarter than the guy. And they probably have a lot in common. They probably bonded. I predict when they get back, they're going to get married. That's my prediction.
Bold, sir.
That's right.
All right.
They spent 8 months together. They liked each other. They really got to know each other. And they come back. They divorce their husband and their wife, and they get married.
Man, I hope that's true.
Wouldn't that be great?
You would just be labeled a genius.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're watching that. That's going on in space right now. And the other big story yesterday that we broke here, Bellio kicked ass on that, was the plane that landed at Denver International Airport, DOA. And it was...
DIA.
DIA.
Not DOA.
Oh, did I say DOA?
You sure did.
Oh, I'm sorry. DIA.
Thank you.
Or DIE?
No.
It's DEI.
Is it DEI?
Denver International Airport.
Oh, then
not
DIA.
DOA, not DIE.
Okay. It's not. Okay.
DIA.
All right. Look, it's easy to make those mistakes.
Is it?
I know you think I did it on purpose. I didn't.
Do I?
Yes.
Did you?
So I sort of. So there's a plane that lands. It was supposed to be going from Colorado Springs. Is there an airport there, Bellio, that I'm unaware of in Colorado Springs?
Yeah.
And is that south of Denver?
Yes, it's south, about a hour or so south of Denver.
Okay, so that would be sort of like the equivalent of our Burbank airport.
Exactly.
It's a smaller airport.
And it's Colorado Springs Airport.
Okay, and they were going from there to Dallas.
Yes.
Couldn't you just make that drive? Isn't that like a 6-7 hour drive, 5 hour drive? I don't know.
Versus an hour or two.
Yeah, well, okay. How about versus standing on the wing while the plane explodes? How about that? How about that?
They're okay though, right?
Okay, here's the problem I have with that plane and the DIA. Is that plane lands and it pulls up near the gate, not all the way to the gate, but it pulls up to the gate and then explodes and it catches on fire and people are getting out of the plane through the window, through the door there, the emergency door, and they're standing on the wing.
Yeah, the slides didn't open.
Okay, how about this? There's a plane next to it that's loading. And you're looking out at that while you're loading the plane?
Yeah.
And trying to be casual in your seat? And you know, I'm sure the pilot came on. Welcome aboard, everybody. If you're on the right or the starboard side of this plane, if you could please lower your shades. We try to keep the plane nice and cool. It's winter. We try to keep the plane nice and warm. So if you could please lower your shade and ignore the death that possibly is going on with that plane next to us, we'd appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You know that people are looking at that plane. They're loading a plane next to it, going to Boston. And as they look out the window, they see a plane on fire and 100 people on the wings. That's the last vision they get before they take off. That's crazy. That is unbelievable. How about those people, you know, have to take off on a plane while watching potentially the death of 178 people. Fortunately, nobody died, but they've got to be nervous getting on that plane and looking across the, 100 feet from them, and people are on the wing while the plane's on fire. They've got to do something about that. They've got to put up a screen or something so people don't have to see that in the future.
They're like, oh, look over here, the Rockies. Over here, look, the Rockies.
Yeah, or take that plane that's on fire and then take it far away from the terminal. Don't pull it right into the terminal while it's on fire.
At what point did it ignite? The fire ignited. It was as they were pulling up that it did that.
I don't know. I guess what the pilot said that he felt the engine vibrate and he wasn't getting enough thrust out of that engine, that they were going much slower than they should have been. And so he knew that engine was broken. And he was bright enough to feel that, they say, in his seat. He was looking at the instruments and he was seeing that there wasn't enough thrust in that engine and he could feel the vibrations in his seat. And he's not even near that engine. Can you imagine what it's like next to that engine? How crazy that ride was. You know, bang, 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 and then all the things go through your mind. Oh, the people that died in Washington, D.C. Oh, the door that fell off in Oregon. Oh, the tire that fell off in Los Angeles. Oh, the plane that turned upside down in Toronto. And you're just thinking, are we next? And guess what? You were. You were next. Of all these plane accidents and all the craziness in the air, that next one was last night. And who's going to be next? I don't know. But it's really a tough time to fly right now. If you're on your way to the airport, I apologize. I don't mean to make you nervous. I just think that this is the only way to get people to straighten this crap out, is to constantly talk about it. If you just brush it under the refrigerator, nobody will do anything about it. But they got to do something about this. And that was Angel's favorite plane, a Boeing 737 MAX. And Angel Martinez was the first one on the air 5 years ago, 6 years ago, saying she would never get on a 737 MAX. And I thought you were crazy for that.
Oh yeah, well I've never liked that plane.
Yeah, I thought you were crazy. Now I'm on board with you, so to speak.
All right.
I'm not a MAX guy anymore. Don't give me the MAX, man.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
SpaceX successful launch up in to try to get that couple out of the space station.
Butch and Suni.
Yeah, Butch and Suni, man. They're on the. Which one's the man, Butch?
Butch is the man. And they were supposed to be up there 8 days.
Oh, 8 days.
Yeah.
And they've been up there 8 months?
Going on 9, I believe. Right?
Really? Do they bring a change of clothes for 8 months? Or you just wear that stupid outfit the whole time?
They had 8 days of
underwear and socks?
Yeah.
And you can't wash anything up there. You know?
You must be able to wash things up there.
You think?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know if
Let's
you
look
really
into
need to wash them. You don't sweat. You know? I don't know why you need to wash them. Maybe you do. Who knows?
I think you do.
Wouldn't it be great if it was coin op? You know?
That would be great.
Yeah. No quarters. Hell. But anyway, the launch has happened, and they're going to get the Butch and Suni and try to bring them home. See what's going on with those two. Why they stayed up there so long. Why they wouldn't come home. Why they fell in love.
So I guess the International Space Station they do not wash their clothes. Instead, they wear their clothes until they become too dirty or smelly, and then they discard them.
Like KFI.
What does that mean? They don't have trash bins out there, do they?
So gross.
It's like the radio station. Wait a minute. What do they do? Can you read that again?
It says that they wear their clothes until they become too dirty or smelly and then discard them.
Okay, so what happens when in 8 weeks, they probably brought 2 outfits then.
Yeah, I would think so.
So what happens after that? You just nude in that jumpsuit?
Well, I'm researching right now.
All right. I'm telling you, these two got close. They're up there for 8 months, nude. You know, I know guys. They got close.
I know guys.
They got real close.
I know dudes.
Yeah, and that's going to be a marriage. That's going to be more. They're going to get. They're going to double date with Kelsey and Swift. You're going to force them.
Certain items of clothing can be worn for days, weeks, or even months at a time.
Really?
Yeah.
According to who? People who've lost their sense of smell and sight and taste.
Well, like you said, they don't sweat much, so.
So apparently they took no change of clothes.
Really?
Well, I mean, if it lasts, how long?
Yeah, it could be maybe one change. So they probably did take maybe one change of clothing. So there are no. And what do they do with the discarded clothes? They just launch them into space?
Yeah, they put them in cargo spacecrafts, which burn up on the Earth's atmosphere.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So there's no underwear in the station anymore.
No, I don't think so.
But what about grooming? I mean, is it I don't know. Are you able to shave your armpits and your legs? And then those crazy hairs are flying around the space station? International Space Station? I don't know. And then what about, oh man, there's a lot of questions I got. But anyway, they're back up in space right now. I'm watching a live feed of it right here. Let's put the audio up and see if there's anything here. There's a live feed of what's going on inside that space shuttle. It's all computerized. You know, it used to be all buttons, and now it's all computerized. Kind of a cool deal. And there's 4 of them.
If you're just now joining us, you are,
we are
watching live Crew 10 out in space in the Dragon vehicle. They lifted off from Space Launch Complex 39A at 7:03 p.m. Eastern Time.
Dragon SpaceX, there are about 3 minutes remaining in the current ground station pass. At this time, you're welcome to introduce your zero-G indicator. We're using the full crew cam so we can see all 4 crew members right now.
Look at the rain boots they've got going on up there. Kind of an odd look.
All right, copy. Thank you, SpaceX. We'd like to introduce the Crew 10G indicator. Takuya is holding him up. This is a hand crochet origami crane. It's Japanese origami, hand crocheted in the United States, and his name is Drug, which is the Russian.
Who cares?
What?
God Almighty! They're in the most sophisticated space, the most sophisticated vehicle in the world, and somebody brought an origami owl with them, and they're passing that around. Oh, it's odd behavior up there. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk. We'll find out what happened with this American airliner. There's some more news coming out. That's the plane that caught fire. It's a big deal, and because everybody is afraid of flying nowadays. Used to when you fly, you just fall asleep and you woke up when they landed. Now, every time there's a bump, somebody on the plane is panicking. I was on a flight back from Oregon, and we took off, and it was really rough. There's a lot of turbulence on the way out of Oregon, and there were people doing the yips. Woo! You know, when the plane hits. Ah! Woo!
Oh, yeah.
They get the yips. Yeah, and there's a lot of them. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Yeah, there's always one person that goes just a little too much.
Right.
And I always end up going, all right.
Yeah, and it doesn't help the rest of the passengers when you do that. You know, shut the hell up. We'll be fine, man. Or we won't. There's those two options.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
David Vassegh is traveling with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They landed in Tokyo, Japan. 1 million people lining the streets to see the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's like the Beatles coming to Los Angeles or New York back in the late 50s, early 60s. And David Vassegh, who's been with the Dodgers, I think, for 15, 20 years, he's with them in Japan right now. Vassegh, welcome to KFI. How you, bub?
Hey, ding dong, Tim Conway. It's 8:30 in the morning on Saturday here in Tokyo, Japan, and the Dodgers are playing an exhibition game against the Yomiuri Giants, the most popular team in Japanese baseball.
Wow. All right, so you get off the plane. Did you travel on the plane with them?
I did. I was on the Dodgers team charter, 12 hours from Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, and that was it looked like one of those big 747s. Is that true?
Oh yeah, it was one of those with the second floor at the front of the plane. Yeah.
Who was on the second floor? Management? People more important than you?
Very much so. It was Dave Roberts' coaching staff that was sitting there.
Wow, that's kind of rude, right? Not to have you up there. You're the one doing all the publicity on the air for them. Buddy,
you would put me in the best seat on the plane, Tim. I appreciate that.
I would put nobody on the second floor other than you and a big bed. Were you able to sleep on the plane?
Actually, the sleep specialist told me that it would be best not to sleep more than an hour on the plane because when we landed, it would be 3:00 in the afternoon. So they tried. So I went along with that sleep training, and it's worked out well. I don't really have jet lag.
Wait,
it could be the sake hangovers, but I don't have any jet lag.
Do the Dodgers travel with a sleep specialist?
No, but last year, Tim, the Dodgers went to start the season in Seoul, Korea.
Oh, okay.
And they tapped into sleep specialists for their players, and players are able to relay some of that information to me.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so they have a pretty good handle on it for this trip because obviously same time zone. So when you have a group of athletes, they're well-oiled machines.
Sure.
You want to try to get the best out of them.
I got to get in that racket. I got to be, I'm a sleep specialist. I don't know if you know this. I could travel with the team and tell people when to sleep and when they should get up and all that crap. Hey, buddy, so when the plane lands and you get off the plane and you guys, I imagine, get a police escort to the hotel where I heard the streets were lined with 1 million people.
Yeah. I don't know where you heard that from, but they were lined with people just going about their daily lives, actually. Okay. The Dodgers went to great lengths to try to avoid any of that Beatlemania that you remember seeing when they came to America.
Right.
Because of the popularity of these 3 Japanese superstars. Really, Ohtani. I mean, we're all being very polite when we cover this and include the other 2 Japanese pitchers, but really talking to the Japanese media here, this is all about Ohtani.
Sure.
It's the World Tour. He has generated millions, if not billions of dollars for the Dodgers and Major League Baseball over the course of his career. And he's back home, and that's what people care about.
A lot of people don't know this, but Shohei Ohtani last year was a rehab year. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, in the pitching sense.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right,
yeah, he had elbow surgery.
It was a rehab year.
He was exclusively a hitter.
Okay. In the rehab year, he went 50-50. He had more than 50 home runs and more than 50 stolen bases.
Yes, it was one of the single greatest regular seasons by any player. It It was
Maybe the
truly a
best.
remarkable season to watch. And when he hit those milestones, Tim, he did them with dramatics. When he hit his 40th home run, it was a walk-off grand slam. When he became a 50-50 player, he almost hit for the cycle, which means he came up a triple shy for the cycle, hitting 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. That was probably the single greatest regular season game I have seen from a player.
That's amazing. Hey, so when you get there, I hope you did the American thing, and the first restaurant you went to was like at McDonald's or KFC.
I know somebody in the traveling party that actually went to McDonald's and tried a teriyaki cheeseburger, and he said it was awful. But I actually went to the restaurant where they filmed scenes from Kill Bill last night.
Hey, I also heard that you were interviewed on a show last night, and you went to bars and restaurants where they have no foreigners.
Exactly. And the owner, she gave me the X sign when I walked in because they did not want any tourists coming in. And it was a small sashimi place that holds probably 30 people.
Right.
There was one table available, and the name of the TV network is TV Asahi, like the beer. And they took me around this area of Tokyo called Ropingo, and they filmed me eating very authentic Japanese food.
What'd you eat? What was the craziest thing you ate?
Oh, I mean, the sashimi was scallops, it was tuna, and it was the tentacles from octopus. And I said, look, I mean, I'll only go so far. They said, no, perfect. We want your honest reaction. So I was honest. I couldn't go that far.
Makes you want one of those crappy McDonald's teriyaki burgers, huh?
Yeah, it's like, hey, do they have the yakisoba noodles here? I mean, how about that?
Buddy, I can't believe this. I mean, this is a huge deal for you, being able to travel with the Dodgers like this. It's like a dream come true for you.
It really is, Tim. I'm very fortunate, and I've been able, over the course of the last 14 years, travel to a few different continents with the Dodgers, starting in 2014 when they went to Sydney, Australia to begin the year, and last year Seoul, Korea, now Tokyo, Japan with Ohtani. We also went to Monterrey, Mexico. That was a crazy experience as well. So the Dodgers certainly are a global brand, and they're taking advantage of the big market they have here in Japan.
I bet the Dodgers are, if you ask them, signing Ohtani to $700 million was worth every single dime.
Without a doubt. I said it at the time, and I'm even more confident about this. They are going to make money off of $700 million. They're not losing money.
Billions. What is the security like in the hotel? Crazy?
Yeah, actually, it's a lot more secured than last year in Seoul, Korea, where the hotel management allowed fans to line the lobby and media to line the lobby. Here at the hotel that the team's staying at in Japan, a lot more secure, a lot more private, and nobody's attempted to try to, hang out and autograph seekers. But I will say this. Yesterday, Tim, I went with a group of players to watch a sumo wrestling practice. And somehow, some way, these autograph seekers found out that they were going to be there. And as soon as 3 taxis unloaded with Dodger players, these Japanese fans emerged seemingly out of nowhere and started shoving their cameras in their faces to take selfies. So that was the most, fandom I've seen so far, where it wasn't really controlled.
Right. And when is the first game? When do they play their first game?
March 18th, which is next Tuesday, I believe, in the States, and AM 570 is going to carry it live, which will be at 3 a.m. and also replay it later in the afternoon.
And I heard also when they went to batting practice that the stadium was also filled with fans.
Yeah, can you believe they sold tickets yesterday for Dodgers workout, and it was capped off at 10,000 people, and Ohtani didn't even take batting practice. He doesn't usually take batting practice on the field. All he did was emerge for a little bit out of the dugout, run the bases maybe for 10 minutes and went back inside, and they never saw him again.
Buddy, this is, early 19th century or mid 19th century with Babe Ruth. I mean, he's like the greatest, athlete in the world, the most well-known athlete in the world.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. This is Michael Jordan level when he was at his peak here in Japan. You see Ohtani billboards everywhere here in Tokyo, Japan, with all the endorsements he has, from green tea to watches.
Wow.
You name it. He has his face on it. And that's the reason why you hear so many reports to him that he makes upwards of $100 million annually in endorsements here in Tokyo.
Wow. Hey, did people bring their wives, and did Ohtani bring his dog?
Ohtani came alone. He did not bring Decoy. His wife stayed back as well. But the Dodgers did afford players a +1 to be able to come on the plane. There was a lot of demand. There was not enough room to bring everybody's family, so they limited it to a +1.
Did they offer you a +1?
They did. They said you could bring your luggage. +1.
That's great, buddy. I love the fact that you're calling. I know you're hungover. You drink like a fish, like I do. I know you're between throw-ups.
I'm feeling great, Conway. I'm feeling great.
I know. It sounds like you're actually in the toilet right now. Buddy, I can't believe you came on with us. That's so cool. We really appreciate it, and we want to have you on again maybe Monday.
Yeah, sounds good. Actually, the reason what's going on here in Tokyo, the environment, this is a high allergy season. Everybody's wearing a mask, not because they're trying to avoid the flu, but the allergies are tremendously bad. So I may be, I'm glad I brought my Claritin with me, Conway.
Good for you. Buddy, I also heard everybody in Japan behaves. I would like to go there and see that.
Oh, yeah. Great people. Yeah. Seriously, great people. We can learn a lot from them.
Yeah, it's the land of no a-holes. I don't know if you know that.
100%. I have not seen one a-hole.
Yeah, and you won't. Buddy, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you. And we'll keep following you on on the gram or Insta, IG, whatever that is. And then
all of the above.
All the above. Buddy, I really appreciate you coming on, man.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Have a great weekend.
All right, let's give me your social media so we can bang that out.
Oh, yeah. Instagram at officially Vassegh, and X at @thereal_DV, because there's so many imposters.
All right. Well, the big one is officially Vassegh?
Yeah, Instagram, officially Vassegh.
All right, we'll follow you.
All right, I appreciate that.
Right,
I already follow you.
Okay. Well, then we'll follow you back or something. You're the best, dude.
Thanks, Conway. Ding dong.
All right, ding dong with you. Man, what a life that guy's got going on. He grew up a Los Angeles Dodger fan, grew up in Thousand Oaks, and he became the biggest Dodger fan. Now he's working with them. He's been working with them for like 15 years, and he travels with the Dodgers. That is a dream come true.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
Elex Michelson's with us from KTTV, Channel 11. How you, bub?
Ding dong with you, Timmy. How are you?
With you. Buddy, I'm sorry I'm so late here. We were talking to David Vassegh from Japan, and he was so excited to talk about the Dodgers. I kept trying to get him off the phone because I wanted to talk to you, but he wouldn't budge.
Look, I'm excited about the Dodgers, too. You go all the way to Japan. You deserve some extra time.
That's right. Where are you calling us from? You calling us from Japan?
Yeah, I just went to West L.A., so,
West L.A., all right. What's going on with the big show tonight? The issue is, I want to try to slide that in. I know you got to get out of here at 58.
We've got the first sit-down local interview with Katie Porter of her race for governor. So we're talking to her. We're talking to Mike Madrid, this very smart Republican political strategist. And then yesterday I did a big sit-down with Jane Fonda, who is real frustrated with Governor Newsom for sitting down with Steve Bannon, for not doing more for oil, for sort of, in her view, turning his back on the environmental movement. She said, is he Churchill or Chamberlain? And she says she's comparing him to Chamberlain, basically appeasement policy with Trump. So there's some of that tonight as well.
But how can that side ever win if everyone gets pissed that they talk to the other side?
That was my pushback.
Okay, all right. You did. I give you a star then.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. So, Katie Porter, are you a little leery about pushing politicians like that on us because you gave us Mayor Bass?
Well, to say I gave you Mayor Bass is a little bit much, as I did more interviews with Rick Caruso than anybody else. Did his launch interview, did the first debate with him, did the only sit down with his family. So I gave Rick Caruso probably more airtime than I did to Mayor Bass. So can't blame that one on me. But
I knew that would irritate you.
Look, I'm not. We give everybody a fair shot. I'm the only show that last week we had Charlie Kirk, and this week I have Jane Fonda.
It's great.
Who else is doing that, right?
Hey, look, I think from your mentor, Tim. What's his name? Tim
Russert.
Tim Russert. I think he's exactly the same guy. He would have looked down on you or looking down on you and saying, "Great job."
I'd hope so. And I just met recently with his old executive producer, who was very complimentary of the work I was doing, and that really meant a lot.
Yeah, I think it's great. All right, so tonight, Katie Porter and a little bit of Jane Fonda tonight at 10:30 on Channel 11.
Yeah, and then next week we have a whole half-hour special with Jane Fonda. Also talked with Julia Louis-Dreyfus of Seinfeld and Veep fame, and it was a really interesting event. And then talked to the oil company and got their side too. Because we know there's a whole other side to that, and a lot of people that are put to work, and a lot of people that like cheap gas.
But doesn't Julia Louis-Dreyfus come from gas money?
I don't know where all the money of her family comes from. I should look into that, but
it's oil money.
She's certainly against the idea of that. Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, next time you run into her, ask her where she got all her money from, because she got it from her dad, who used to run the oil business.
Although I think she's made a few dollars from Seinfeld. I don't know.
I get that.
That deal was pretty good.
I get that, but oil money.
Yeah.
Oil money, Elex.
Yeah.
Oil money with Julie Louis-Dreyfus. Look it up. Ton of it.
Okay.
Are you running in the marathon?
Okay. I am not running in the marathon. No interest in that. Are you?
I would look down on you if you did.
I did a half marathon one time. At the end, they said, do you want to do a full? I said, no. I don't want to do a half.
Buddy, I drove back.
This is crazy.
I drove back 26 miles from Huntington Beach yesterday afternoon. I was exhausted.
Right. Yeah.
You know the only reason people run a marathon?
What's that?
To tell everybody that they ran a marathon.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Buddy, you're the best. I'll be watching tonight, 10:30, with a couple of drinks in me.
Ding dong with you.
Ding dong with you. Thanks, man. All right, Elex Michelson, everybody. Tonight, Channel 11 at 10:30 p.m. The issue is. We come back. Our old buddy Malibu Dan Finder is going to be with us. We'll talk Orange County real estate. He has become the king of Orange County real estate. Unbelievable. From Street Squad at KLSX to the king of Orange County real estate. That's his new book out. We're live on KFI AM 640 morning. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.